We're back. Episode 3 of the pod. Teo, thanks for linking so late, my guy. It's past your bedtime.
Whoa! Stop that.
How you doing?
Well, good. Been doing sessions. It's been good.
Been living, vibing?
School's good.
What's new?
Not much. Just doing school on every day. Talking to my friends. Normal
Just vibing.
sixth grader.
Sixth grader stuff.
I'm not that normal. I'm a little bit special.
Oh, yeah?
You know me.
It's 9 o'clock, though. I thought you said it was past your bedtime. You said off camera your bedtime was at 8 o'clock.
We don't talk about that.
What time do you go to bed, man? You're a night owl. I can see it in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, you don't like the mornings, though?
I mean, I'm the type of guy to I don't want to go to sleep, but then in the morning, I don't want to wake up.
Okay. Yeah.
And now that you said now that you have said I'm a night owl, whenever we watch a movie, like me or my mom and my dad,
yeah, they fall
always,
asleep, you stay up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Blood In, Blood Out?
No, I haven't seen it.
3 hours long.
And you lasted?
My dad knocked out. My cousin was over. I think he fell asleep in like 10 minutes. So.
Yeah.
And I was awake. I think there was only 5 more minutes, but I couldn't. You know those little cartoon things when they.
That was you?
That was me.
Well, you fell asleep? Wow, you're
went
just as bad as the rest of them, then, my guy.
No,
yeah, that's
no.
crazy.
No, there was like 5 more minutes to go. You can't disrespect me like that. You don't look like a night owl, though. I probably would have lasted longer than you.
No, I can stay up. Like, I don't love the mornings. I don't hate them, but I don't love them. But I can stay up. Like, I can stay up late and then wake up early, no problem, if I have to. Thing with me, 99% of the times, I'm staying up during movies and everyone around me is sleeping.
Yeah.
99%. Sometimes it gets the best of you, but I get invested into movies, man. Like, when I start a movie, I finish it.
Yeah, I really like movies. I don't know what it is. It's just, it's like once you watch it, you kind of have to finish it, like, the same night, because it kind of, like, ruins.
For sure.
Like, if you watch it, like,
it's on a Netflix series.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You watch any Netflix? What do you watch?
I just watch movies. I watch series.
What series? Do you like any sports series?
What's that one? I think it's a bunch of interviews. It's called Pele. I'm not just saying this because it's like a 40-based podcast, but
Yeah.
I've seen it like quite a bit of times.
Yeah.
It's called Pele, Birth of like a Legend.
Okay.
And it's just like interviewing him and like old teammates and like friends.
From Pele.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
nice.
my dad owned I don't think we have it anymore, but he had like a DVD of a really cool movie.
One of those ancient things, huh?
About a movie of like how like a true story, or like how like Pele's backstory. Like it wasn't it was a movie, right? And it was like pretty deep. It was like a lot of things happened, and
so you're out here studying the history of football, huh?
yeah, I've told you, I said this in every single podcast. Ball knowledge.
Okay, go deep into your ball knowledge then.
What do you mean?
Go deep.
I just know ball.
What are some things that you know about football that someone your age might not? Talk to us.
Lev Yashin was the only goalkeeper to win the Ballon d'Or,
Okay.
and they only played for one club.
Which club?
Zenit.
Okay.
He mistake me if I'm wrong. He was Russian. They called him the Black Cat.
Dropping knowledge on us. Marty, you know him. You knew him, right?
Yeah, he's an icon on FIFA. That's how I know him.
Wow, that's how you know him too, or no?
I'm a goalie. I kind of have to know.
Yeah. Talk to us about the crazy keeper back in the day. Marty, what's his name? Probably you might know. Is he Colombian, no?
Yeah.
What's his name? Tell us if you know. You don't put your hand. There's no teacher here. Teo.
Oh, yeah, I'm too school, man. Rene Higuita. He invented the scorpion kick.
Okay, that's his name, Haita.
Higuita.
Crazy hair, huh?
Yep.
Can you spell Higuita for us, G?
¿Cómo?
Can you spell Higuita for us, please?
Sí, claro. I
Wrong.
Wrong.
I tried.
So
I took a risk.
it was in.
Little plug.
Oh no! What World Cup was it? It wasn't '94. It might have been '90. I don't think it was '98. Might have been '98. It was against England, and I can't remember who took the shot, but it was outside the box. Tried to play it in,
Yeah.
but scorpion kick.
I
Crazy.
don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if it was in the World Cup.
It was.
I don't think so. Your dad's wagging his finger. It wasn't in the World Cup. It was like in a qualifier. No? Friendly. Yeah?
Friendly. What?
But that was crazy, even still. I want to say, too, it was Gary Neville that, like, put the ball in.
Yeah, I think it might. Well, because it was on the. Yeah, no.
You guys
Gary
brought
Neville,
us? We want to know this. Was it Gary Neville that put
Gary
the ball
Neville
in?
was a.
If
Right
you
back.
wanted to know, like, how to spell his name to put it in YouTube, just let me know.
H.I. Higuita.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Respect. Hey, I'm out here learning, too.
Colombians, you know.
They're built different, huh?
Well, not even like the players back in the day was a bit crazy. You know, like the cartel was a big thing. I don't think many people know this. But if you don't, like, there's like a little series on Netflix. I knew this before the series on Netflix. But it was
Two Escobars?
It was about Escobar.
Yeah, the two of them, the player and the...
Well, it wasn't necessarily about, like, the guy, like Pablo Escobar.
Mhm.
But Escobar was a center back on the Colombian national team.
Mm-hmm.
And this was in the World Cup in 1994 against America. And to be honest, I don't think anybody knows any American players that played in '94. Somebody played it in the box and tried to clear the ball, hit it in the back of the net, and he got.
You got shot, right?
Yeah, I think he got shot, and
sad.
The killers, like, every time they shot him, were saying, "Thanks for the own goal." Like, that's deep.
Yeah, that's deep, man. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
You know your football. Love that.
Ball knowledge.
Ball knowledge. I'm gonna steal that, huh? Ball knowledge. How you been enjoying your football lately? You're a keeper, huh?
Yeah, good. Keeper training's been fun. Last week of keeper training, we did a little thing called Goalie Wars.
Okay.
Little game where it can be 2v2 or 1v1. 2 nets.
Yeah.
There's different types of ways you can play it. The way we did was there was it was duos. Orange cone, blue cone. Whoever had the ball had to touch orange or blue cone. And then on the other team had to touch orange or blue.
Yeah.
And
you just shoot.
In Goalie Wars, you can pick it up and throw it, hit it on, like, toss it up, hit it on the
Whatever
volley.
you guys want. You keepers are crazy, huh? Why are goalies always crazy, man?
Or you can, like, get, there's, like, a little border. You can get right up to the border and smash it as hard as you want. And
Sounds fun. Keeper training is actually the most fun training ever.
But the thing is, like, I'm the youngest one there. The rest of them are, like, 13. And, like I just said,
Monsters.
I just turned 12. And one of them's, like, muscly
just
guy.
built different.
He's, like, 13, but I think he's, like, 5, just about 5'7".
Who do you train with?
# Summit Goalkeeping.
Shout out Jordan Santiago.
But yeah, like, good goalie as well. But, like, he hits the ball.
Yeah, it's good.
And so, yeah, it's good for my improvement. Like,
Yeah.
right? Especially because every time he got the ball, he would take it up, like, right to the border, drop it, then, like, smash it on the volley. And as a goalie, like, you have to come out a little bit, right? So,
Yeah.
It's a good improvement to, like, get me to, like, not being a little bit, like, afraid of the older kids.
Yeah.
Especially, like, if I get called up, then I might.
Yeah, you
What's
have
that
to put
that-
your body
yeah.
on the line sometimes.
Especially if you're a goalie.
Well, that's kind of what I wanted to speak about today. Today's episode, we're going to call it risk versus reward. Got to be kind of a risk taker to be in goal, huh?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's like a lot of moments, even just when you're saving it, like there's different types of shots. Like, oh, is this a shot like hard enough, but one that I can keep in my hands?
Yeah.
Or will I have to try and hit it away? But if I hit it away, is there is there an attacker here that can get the ball off the rebound?
Lots of decisions, huh?
And even on your feet, if you get the ball played back, it's like a midfielder. You have to know where your options are. Like as a goalie, you have to know where your options are before you receive the ball.
Do you think though at the same time as a keeper, you have to really try to like mitigate risks, like not take a lot of risks?
Yeah, that's like,
Because if you make a mistake,
I mean, you're the last man, right? So
yeah,
there's
like
nobody.
today, yeah, there's a lot of goalkeepers that make mistakes, and like I could make a mistake as a number 10 attacking midfield, someone might not notice. Make a mistake as a keeper. I'm not saying you don't take risks, but that's kind of what I want to talk about today, like the balance and when and where to take risks and when to not take risks. I'm gonna start with a question though, okay, for you and my guy back there, Martino. Why do you think? What's the biggest reason? And this isn't some like elaborate answer. This is just my opinion, by the way. Why do you think, or what is the biggest reason of why people don't take risks in certain situations?
Because some people don't like, it doesn't even have to be about footy. It can be about
About anything.
And they just want to be like really, really safe. It can be in anything. It can be in sports.
But why? Why don't they want to take that risk?
Well, because they're scared they might fail. I think they
might. Why?
Why? Because they're scared. They can't. I feel like, especially for keepers, they can't take that pressure.
Yep.
Like when they make a mistake, they can't take that pressure from all the other teammates running in their head. Are they saying this about me? Oh, like is the coach saying something bad? Is the parent saying something?
You're an unneeded Martino. He's got
Like,
the answer.
yeah.
I think, love it. In my opinion, the biggest reason why people don't take risks is the opinions of others. And that's something where, like in my 20s, I really learned, and that's something that I want to try to like share today, is not letting the opinions or thoughts of other people, whether you know them very closely or you barely know them, affect your decisions. I'm going to say that again. Not letting other people's thoughts and words and whatever affect your decisions. And I think that's a big reason why people are scared to take risks, because they're scared, oh, like, what if it doesn't work? What are they going to think? Doesn't work. What is that person going to think? So I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to speak about, I was thinking about this today because I knew this was going to be our topic, of when I started One Up Soccer Academy. I was 26, 27. I'd been back for 3 years working at a youth club at Rangers. Shout out Rangers. Had a really good 3 years there. Learned so much. It was my first sort of like time in my life where I had like a proper, normal job. I came back from playing overseas. Normal job meaning I was like on my computer, like answering emails and had like a schedule to follow. It wasn't just like playing in the morning and doing whatever. So enjoyed it, but I just kind of felt like for a lot of reasons, I just wanted to kind of try my own thing. I was training a lot of players on the side. I was really enjoying it. A lot of my attention shifted from like, and I still have that passion of coaching teams, but I just love to coach individual players and improve them on their journey. And I started coaching a lot of players on the side. And one day, just honestly, it got too big, too many players. I think I was training like 20 or 30, and I didn't have room to do both. So I was just thinking, I think I broke my arm. I was like playing like cavalry, like preseason, and I got my arm landed on, and I had to get surgery, whatever. So I was just kind of chilling for 2 weeks. I think I was in the shower. That's where I have my best ideas. And I was like, I think it's time for me to like try something for myself, like on my own. I want to take that like big step. Right away, and this is like happens with everybody, it just depends if you can suppress it. Right away, I started thinking, oh, but like, what if it doesn't work? What is that person going to think? What is that person going to think? But I just kind of had this, for some reason, like this courage to go and do it. When I was working at this club, it's like a very small like soccer community, right? All the coaches, all the different clubs. It can get a little bit like almost, you think it's like the whole world. It's like little Calgary soccer bubble. Lots of fantastic coaches, fantastic clubs. They work together, play against each other. Sometimes there's drama, but it's a small, like tight-knit group, right? So when in a group like that, it's almost even harder to like take those risks. So one day I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm putting out a camp. And I'm just going to see how it's received. And I'm telling you, it was one of the scariest things I ever did, because I knew that I had, first of all, for like the success of this idea, I knew that if this thing worked, I had something here. But if I knew it didn't work and no one signed up for this camp, I was going to look like an idiot, my guy. Because as soon as I dropped that, my phone started blowing up. What are you doing? Like, your logo looks like a nightclub. This is like this academy system. Like, this is like something of like 15 years ago. Of course, some people were like, oh, respect. But the amount of banter and the amount of people saying like, what is this? Like, what are you doing? Was unreal. And then the next day I went to like a facility where we were playing all these games. And like, it was funny that people that I thought actually would support it were like kind of bantering it. And the ones that I thought would be against it were like, hey, like respect. Like it's cool what you're trying to do. And just from that like 24 hours, I got so much comments that I was kind of like, okay, like I need to make this work, and it actually lit a fire. But what I learned with that, and I'll never forget it, after that 24 hours, when it was this big news inside of a small bubble, everyone forgot about it. Like no one, it's just a little blimp in their day. So you think, oh, it doesn't work. They're going to be thinking about this all the time and clowning you. They clown me for a day, and they forget about it. Then I went and did the camp. And it was probably one of the best decisions I ever did in my life. It was a massive risk, like socially. Lucky enough to have, I don't know, 70, 80 players in that camp. 2018, 2019, and now we're flying, Martino. Training 700 players a week because I took that risk. And I'm telling you, in that shower, there's a big part of me that was like, nah, it won't work. Or they're going to think like, what are people going to think about this or whatever. So that's like a little story that I always try to like share, of not letting their opinions affect my decisions. Boom.
Yeah, I think.
And that's how I met you too.
Of course. When people definitely think about an idea that they think, like running a new store, anything.
Yep.
Then they start to overthink, and that it's just something normal. Like it happens to the best of us. Like you start to overthink about what is gonna happen. Like I'm gonna be known as the person that did this, right, for a long time, and then what not many people do is get it out of their head and just do it. Like,
yeah,
not many people have the courage and the confidence to just say, you know what, like, doesn't matter. I'll just go what I do and what I want to, like, what I love, and doesn't matter what the people say. It's what I want. And
not a lot of 11 and 12-year-olds would be risk-taking enough to come on a podcast for the third episode. 47 away from that skydive, by the way.
You gotta stop reminding me of this stuff.
I think, though, honestly, the podcast is a good example. Like myself personally, like I've now, taken so many risks. Some have worked, some haven't. But now it's like, as soon as we had this idea to do this podcast, I knew, again, that little voice in my head, it's way smaller. But the voice was like, 50% of the people that you tell or see that you do a podcast, they're going to be like, oh, that's like really sick. The other 50% of people are like, what are they doing? Like, who do they think they are? Or it's never blah, 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 doing a podcast. Are they soccer coaches or are they? And like, I don't give a toss now, my guy. Like, I just do what makes me happy, what I think is in that moment the best thing for me and the people around me, and I just do it. Now, if I'm not perfect, and sometimes the voice maybe gets the best of me, but I think like I really wanted to kind of share that. And like, if you think like anyone watching this, you think like in your heart that this risk is going to be a good thing for you, but in the back of your head, you're thinking about other people's decisions and thoughts and words to affect your decision, cut that out and just do it. And you'll see that either it's going to work or it won't, but for the next one, you'll be even stronger. Boom.
Yeah, I think I agree with you completely on it. It's just, you got to go do what you want to do. It's, like I said before, it's like many people just can't do it, and you got to prove people wrong. Of course, like you said, whatever you're going to do, there's going to be there's going to be that one person that will get in your head and will say this and that, will try their very, very, very hardest to make you give up on what your dream is or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just gotta, like I said, you just gotta ignore them. Just get them out of the picture. You just have to think, if I listen to this person, how will this affect me?
Yeah.
You know, if I do ignore this person, well, maybe I can be great. Maybe whatever I'm doing, if I don't overthink, if I don't let this person get in my way of doing what I want, it'll be great.
Do you think that there is a fine line between like that risk and reward and maybe taking too much risk? Because I think that's something that like we're learning now with in our youth academy at One Up Soccer, like me, Martino, Jordy, have all the boys, where like we're trying to do more and create more programs, but you can't let like your ego get the best of you. You have to now make like clear decisions. So like that's kind of what I want to speak about today, is when to go and try to take that risk and when it's a good time to sort of be a little bit modest and like make the right decision. So my question to you is, do you think there's a certain ages that like we're talking about, like, you know, trying to be the most successful person and the happiest person you can be? Do you think there's a different ages in your life where you should take risks and you shouldn't?
Well, yeah, because at some ages there's that like thing in your head, well, I want to do this because I know I'll be great. Like you said, you have to calm your ego down a little bit. Of course, it's really good to have pride because pride is everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have pride in what you do. But also there's like long-term risk that can affect a lot, like you, for a long period of time. It can be really anything. It can be something that maybe your friends told you to do, and that's like, maybe it was a big risk.
Yeah.
Right? It can be a lot of things, and like I said, it can affect you throughout a long period amount of time.
I'm already saying my microphone's too close. Sorry if everyone heard me breathing. Do you?
If I can.
Yeah.
So, in continuing with this risk and reward thing, just a question that kind of popped up into my head. Is there anything that you guys do to help yourself recognize when you're thinking of starting, for example, an academy or something like that, or you're a business that you want to do? Is there anything that you guys do in terms of recognizing the fear that you might have and telling yourself or recognizing that fear and saying, you know what, I'm being silly. I think I should just go for this and see what happens. Like, for example, some people might meditate, some people might journal, some people might talk to a friend or family. Like, is there anything that you guys do to kind of like get yourself down to earth and recognize, hey, is this realistic and can I do this?
You want to go or do you want me to go?
You start first. I'll let you start.
Easy one for me. For me, it's about surrounding yourself with the best people possible. You have to get their opinion like a little bit less than their advice, if that makes sense. So I think like who you surround yourself with makes you as a person. Like if you're surrounding yourself with people that aren't doing and don't have goals, then the chance of you achieving your goals lower. Like whoever you're surrounding yourself with is a huge implication of how successful you're going to be. So for me, if I have an idea or like there's something I'm unsure about, then I'll just speak to a couple of people in different avenues. I'll speak to like Martino, who we work together. I'll speak to like a buddy, I'll speak to like a family member or whatever, but then make my own decision. You can't let them like sway it too much. If I talk to 20 people and 20 people are like that idea is the dumbest thing I've ever heard and all 20 say it, then they might be onto something. But you have to sort of pick and choose, and you have to be really good at taking people's opinion and kind of making it your own, and then just finding the bravery to either go and take that risk or not.
Yeah, funny you say that. My mom and dad say that all the time. What I would do is, just calm down a bit,
Yeah.
But funny that you say that. My mom and dad always say that it's about the people that you surround yourself with. It's the people that, you maybe they're older than you and you think they might be cooler than you, right? And that's how you get influenced to making risk that could lead to bad things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, you just got to be surrounded by good people and, just ask them on maybe ideas, but you have to trust them. You have to be like, well, I think I trust this person a bit. So to the point where I can tell them I have an idea for starting this business. What do you think about it? And you can't go up to a person, like maybe a friend that, you know a bit, but there's not as good as a connection.
Yeah.
You can't, I feel like I wouldn't do that. I'd feel like I'd go to a family member and a decently a close friend of mine, because I feel like I would trust them more than with somebody else.
It's good advice, my man. Yeah. I want to speak about something, a specific age range. I want to speak to the 20 to 30 year olds, male and female, in terms of taking risks. Because I learned a lot in my 20s. And 20s are difficult. Like we kind of said, I don't know if it was this episode or last episode, but like 20 to 25, it's like, oh, like you're 23 and you felt like you were in high school last year, but then you're almost turning 25. Like it's a hard 10 years. I'll use myself as an example. I had I had two very risky parts of my 20s and one very safe. So from obviously playing over there at 15, so from 20 to about 23 or 24, I was playing football overseas. Risky, like it's good, then it's bad. You're moving to this country, you're going on trial, they're saying nope. You're going to this trial, they're saying yep. And you're up and down, like it's very, very high risk, just because of the sheer like number or the low number of people that actually make it to like a top league. Then I came back here and I worked at a youth club and I liked it, learned a lot. It was very safe, low risk, low for me, like didn't really like spark my brain a lot. Like it was very like consistent, which again isn't a bad thing, but it was very low risk. We weren't adding things and stuff like that. Yeah. Then obviously we spoke about the risk with 1UP. That was 27 now to 30. We spoke about like it was a high risk because I was kind of going out on my own and it was my own business, and the percentage of businesses that make it isn't as high as people would think, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What I'm trying to say is that the two parts that were very risky were the two parts of my 20s that I was the most happy and found the most success, and the part that was safer and more consistent, it was probably looking back, and again, nothing against the club, it was probably when I was my most unhappy. So I think in your 20s, you're really, really young. Some people at 25 think that they need to, have a wife already soon and have kids. And I think that like the pressure from society, I think that's like from 60 years ago, when if you weren't married and had kids by 30, like you were a weirdo. I think now like 20 to 30, you're so young, and it's a time to take risks and try new things and fail, succeed, and then fail again. Because again, my story, the 2 times I found the most risk is when I found the most success and the most happiness. So your age, oh my days, you're taking risks every day. Agreed?
Yeah, maybe. Can't be. I think I feel like I'm one of those people that take smaller risk, not, jumping from one side of the river to the other. It's more like one side of the sidewalk to the other. I take smaller risks because
nothing
I
wrong
feel
with
like
that.
I don't really like risk that much because I feel like I overthink a little bit about what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, if I do this wrong, this could be.
Yeah.
Lead to
What's an
something
example of
bad.
that? Like, give me an example if you can
Well,
of a risk that you maybe took that.
even like friends, even people that, like you said earlier, surround myself with older kids, especially since they're older. Definitely a lot of kids think, yeah, they're older, they know more, they're cooler, right? So then they get influenced, and they start thinking like these older kids, and it gets it a little bit in your head, and then
they influence you a little bit.
Yeah, and then they influence you, and then it's to the point where you're like a puppet to them, right? So they can they're controlling you, right?
Yeah. So taking risks with like which friends to choose, you have to have a good head on your shoulders,
exactly.
for sure. Yeah, that's why surrounding yourself with the right people is super important.
Is super important, especially at the age of 12, 11, or 10. It's really important because of that reason.
Marty, this guy said he has a game for us.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
So, I don't know if you guys have a paper or a whiteboard there, with a little marker.
Yeah, let me just,
We're going to play a game where it's testing you guys how well you know each other. You guys have done a couple podcasts now.
Bro, we're
different
best
episodes.
homies now. We've done 3. Let's go, man. Yo, this is my guy. 3 podcasts together, 1 talk show. Let's go.
So how this is going to work is I am going to ask a question. So let's say, for example, Mateo, you have to guess what Graham's favorite color is. Okay. So Mateo, you would answer that out loud after Graham is done writing on his whiteboard there. Okay.
Okay.
Then Graham's going to flip it around. He'll show the whiteboard to the camera. He'll also say it out loud. And, if you get the right answer, you get a point.
I got
Pretty
this.
simple. Yeah.
How many do we get each?
Wait.
You get it?
Yeah, so since you have the whiteboard, he's going to ask me a question about you.
Yeah. I write my answer and see if you know me.
Okay.
How many each?
This.
2 each? 3 each?
We'll do 3.
All right.
Best of 3.
What does the winner get?
Winner gets
Tom competitive?
chocolate bar.
All right. From Martino?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Oh.
Bet.
All right. Question number 1, and this one's for Mateo, obviously, because Graham's writing on the whiteboard. Is Graham an introvert or an extrovert? What do you think?
I think he's an extrovert. I think he likes to talk a lot.
Wow.
No, I don't.
Yo, that's crazy.
I don't mean that in a bad way.
Says you.
No, but
I'm just kidding.
I think you like to socialize a lot. That's what I think. I feel like Graham's the type of guy to be the person in the friend group that likes to talk a lot, that likes to bring up a lot of stuff. That's what I
he's
think.
busting me. I consider myself an extrovert. For one reason though, is people give me, I think the biggest reason, introvert, like social situations can zap their energy. Where for me, people in like social settings give me energy. This guy's 1 for 1. Bet. Do we switch now, Martino?
Or
What are they doing back? I never know what they're doing back there, huh?
don't know, man.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. So now give the
You good,
whiteboard to
Marty?
Mateo. So that's a point to Mateo. 1 point to Mateo.
Went for a walk or what?
Well, we'll show it. Yeah, I went for a walk actually. We'll give a point on the board. It'll show somewhere on the screen there.
Why are you trying to look at my answer?
See from the reflection.
Yo, no cheating, please. If we catch you
Don't worry,
cheating,
I know you. I don't
if-
have to cheat. I'll close
if-
my eyes.
If we catch you cheating, you're gonna have to do 10 push-ups on the podcast.
I no problem.
All right.
I know this guy.
Same question. Do you think Mateo thinks he's an extrovert or an introvert? Mateo, we'll let you write down the answer.
Yeah, write it first, because I don't want you changing your answer when I answer, man.
Done.
This guy's extrovert for sure, man.
Why do you think that? Before you answer.
This guy, I don't know. First time I met you, this guy is coming up to me. Like, what thing with Teo is that this guy can speak. You can speak to adults like you're an adult. And for me, you have to be very extroverted as a kid to do that. Like, I don't even see myself doing it at that age. Like, yo, what's up, coach? How's your day, my guy? I'm like, yo, who's this little 9-year-old? Get out of here. So for sure, extrovert, huh? I already
He's
know.
right.
Don't have to show me.
Oh, lift it up a
We're
little
too
bit
lazy
there.
to write the whole
Lift it
word,
up,
huh?
lift it up. Boom.
There we go.
Extrovert.
Extrovert. Why?
Yeah,
do you
this guy
think-
likes to talk, man.
Why do you think you're an extrovert?
I like to socialize.
I like to
talk.
socialize.
I
you
like to
said.
talk a lot.
Yo, what is
Pretty
this
sure you
shit,
said
man?
the same thing, man.
What?
I like to talk a lot.
I don't know.
I like to talk to people.
That's 12, man.
You know, I'm not afraid to talk to somebody that I don't know. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm a pretty talkative guy.
You strike conversations when you go to like order like a
Yeah,
root
like
beer or like a hot chocolate or something.
if my friends support a club, I bug them if they lost or the other day.
Yeah.
Bring up a conversation, banter. I like to talk a lot.
All right, 1-1.
1-1. Can you pass the board to Fish? G Fish.
It's like they don't even think we know each other, Teo, huh? That's crazy.
This one's gonna be so hard now.
That's how I wipe it.
All right. So the next question. This one's for Mateo while Graham writes on the whiteboard here. What was Graham's favorite subject in school?
Wait. So does
Can I
What do
write
you
two?
think Graham's
write two?
favorite subject was in school? Why don't you write two, and then if you guess one of them, we'll give you the point.
Okay. So are we excluding PE? Like PE's out of there?
No.
Busted.
No.
No?
All right, we.
Okay.
PE's out of there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
now
I'll
PE's
give you
out
a
of there
subject.
because
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right. We'll let him write it down. Give him a second because he skipped a couple years in high school, so he's a little
That
bit
was too
slower.
smart.
But all right. Are you ready, Mateo?
Yeah.
I think he's finishing up here.
Done.
Okay. I think you like the big boys. I think you like science and math.
Choose one.
You look like a science guy.
Yo, that's crazy. Survey says math. Got him. Science, bro. No, that's Martino. Look at this guy. Looks like
Oh, I
a
was
scientist.
so
Shout out his
close.
parents.
I said
math,
as
baby.
I said
Run
math
it.
as well.
I was the only one, grade 3, only one to go. You ever play Around the World in school?
Yeah.
Only one to go around the world. Boom. Beat all 30.
Can you explain around the world? I never
Yeah,
heard that
okay.
game.
So Around the World, it was the best game ever. So if we finished class early with
It's really
my
fun.
shout out Miss Griffin, we would so I would say I was first. Everyone was sitting in their desks. I stand by you. We stand up. She gives us a math problem. 10 plus 10. Bop. I would say 30. Just kidding. 20. Okay. So I win. You sit down. I move on to the next one.
Yeah, then
It's me against Jordy. Jordy wins. I sit in his desk. He goes. And the whole year, we're seeing if the first one to go all 30 in a row. Quick maths. Hit us with a math problem. No. You good at math or not?
I like math, but
Yeah?
it's not my favorite subject.
1 for 2, Teo.
Give
Unlucky,
me that.
son.
Whoa. I was close. You got scared there. You got scared when I said science or math.
I was scared, kind of. Yeah, I was scared, but you had 50% chance.
Okay, let's go.
So same question for G. What is Mateo's favorite subject in school? Obviously, PE excluded. Let him write it down. Give me your thought process right now, G. What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking like I have a feeling that he says he likes to talk. He's well spoken. No. Finish what you're gonna write, my guy. For me, I think he's a well spoken youth. I think he likes to talk. I think he's likes to read. I'm gonna hit you guys with English. Social.
Wow.
Yeah, hey.
I don't know. I think they used to call
history
it.
we
Yeah,
spoke
yeah.
about.
I think they used to call it history, so I just put same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I like social because I like history a lot. I've been into history till from grade 3. I don't know why I like it so much. I just do.
Hey, it's your decision, my guy. All right, we're both 1 for 2. All right, next one. Give us a controversial one or
So
something.
you guys are each still at 1 point.
Yeah. What kind of questions are these, aren't they?
All right. This one is for Mateo while Graham writes on the whiteboard. Mateo,
Yeah.
how many tattoos does Graham have?
You're not even giving me multi-choice? No A, B, C, or D?
We can do A, B, C, or D
No,
if you
it's
want.
okay.
Graham, you want to give him 4
I got
options and he
this.
has to guess the right one?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. So on tattoos, because you have some on your arm that's it looks like it's connected, but I feel like it's not
Yeah.
Okay,
Explain to him how the sleeves were made.
Yeah.
Yo, no, you got to give it to him.
Okay, well,
Got to answer.
I'm gonna guess. I've only seen his arm tats and the little bird he has on the back. Oh, and the
Angel.
leg tats. I'm trying to think. He probably has some on his back as well.
All right, so before you guess, I put this, by the way, because I have no idea. I don't know what classifies. How about we do this, okay?
Are
Here's
you
what we'll do. Because I think I don't even know.
Are you?
Let's guess the amount of hours. Okay, let's see if you can. I kind of know somewhat the amount of hours that I've got tattooed. Let's see if you can guess it, okay?
Are you serious right now, bro?
I'm serious right now. I'm going to guess hours, yeah? I don't even know. I like tattoos.
Ready?
I'm getting my hand done soon. My mom's mad. She
Ready?
hates them. Nope. I'm going to say this. How many hours?
42 hours. 190.
I would say 190, 200. It's crazy. I got 2 twin saints behind my knees, behind my kneecaps. They're this big, 7 hours each. My back has 45. Yeah. Honestly, they're not even worth it, man. Don't get them. They hurt. The more you get them, cost too much. And they're addicting. Not gonna lie.
All right.
You're gonna have tattoos when you're older, though? No.
I like that idea. You have XOXO written by your mom.
Yeah, my mom's writing.
That's a cool.
That's a nice one, right?
You want to show it off?
Yeah, can they see it?
It's
I
actually
think
sick.
so. It's on the wrist.
Shout out moms. She wrote me a letter when I turned 18, and she signed XOXO. I got that.
That's sick, bro. I actually like that.
Thanks, bruh.
I might have to get that one, bro.
All right, cool.
All right. The question for G, as Mateo is going to write on the whiteboard here. Would Mateo rather play one game as a goalkeeper for Real Madrid or as a starter for Barcelona for the whole season?
This is for the win, too, by the way.
Mateo, you think about it, bro. Take your time. Give me your thought process here.
So play for Real for one game in his life or the season?
One game, that's it. You get one game and you never play again.
And then this
Wait,
season
never
for
play footy again?
they'll never play for
Never
Madrid.
play with Real.
Real. Let's say.
Okay, so it's one and done. You've
It's
had an
one
absolute
no, because
You've had an absolute nightmare.
I'm gonna say.
You've given the ball away. They've scored 10 goals on you. Never played.
Wait, so
Wait,
one
Okay,
game-
here we'll make this a little bit more
throughout
technical.
5
Okay.
years, like 5 years or something.
Let's say you get one game for Real Madrid. You have an absolute stinker. All right. And you cannot play for a top tier team ever again. You're always stuck in like the championship or the segunda, like whatever it is. Okay. Or you play with Barca for a whole season and you get a whole season.
And then what?
You can keep playing, bro. You can keep doing your thing. But you can't play for Madrid because obviously you're a Barca guy. G, what do you think?
I know already what he's going to put. Terminado.
Yep.
Listo. G.
A la Madrid. A la Madrid! I know this guy. I knew you want to do Barca. I think if add up the tallies, please. Coach Martino.
We got
I think
2 points for Graham, 1 point for Mateo.
This was cheats, bro. I don't know. You really thought I was gonna put Barcelona?
I was thought maybe, tempted, but not Barca.
I had to guess how many hours it took for the
Yeah. Hey, I don't make up the game, buddy. Sorry, bud.
That's match fixing, bro.
This guy says that's match fixing, bro.
Just kidding, don't worry. I'll let you have the win. Something Chelsea kind of experience.
Bro, why do you Man, why you always gotta hit me with the Chelsea stuff?
I'm sorry.
It's a tough year. Not only have we I don't even know what the team is, we're also doing poorly. It's one thing buying all these players and winning. Buy all these players and it doesn't even feel like my team and we're losing. Why you gotta do me like that, man?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Take it back.
I just want to say something about Chelsea though. The other last week, when they played
1-0 and 2-0.
No. Listen, last week, Kepa, wonderful.
Yeah, he's in form again, huh?
That's the free kick save.
With the one hand. That was weird though. He went with one hand though.
What it was a wonderful save, and even like Raheem Sterling,
Yeah.
probably the best we've seen him play in a while.
Against who? Dortmund?
Yeah, Dortmund.
He had a bad first half, but I think he had a good second half. I agree.
I think he's been. Boy, it's. I don't think he's played better throughout this. Like he's been
Yeah.
when he moved to Chelsea. He's like a shadow of his former self, and then the other night, I don't know, something switched and just played
Now we're
good
2-2. Gonna win the Champions League.
We're not gonna win the Champions League. Do you hear this guy?
Hey, every time we win the Champions League, we do poor in the league. I've been telling you this. And we sack our manager. So we sacked our manager and we're doing poor in the league. Equals Chelsea doing this. Thiago Silva going, Vamos, Champions League. 3.
You were probably saying that exact same thing last year. You know
No, I
what?
wasn't.
I really wanted to. I was at home because I was sick, and I wanted to watch and I saw the Champions League.
Wait, when you say you were sick, did you lie to your parents too?
Oh no, I was
or your
actually,
parents knew?
No, I swear to God, I was actually sick. I know.
Theo.
I'm not.
promise.
No, I was at school. I swear, I was at school.
Okay.
And I feel like my mom and dad would know if I was sick. So, second leg as well.
Of the semifinal, and
it
you were
was
sick.
crazy.
What time did you start getting sick at?
Like,
Pops, was he sick?
yes. Yeah.
All right,
And-
I believe you.
And
Then.
it's not like I left half an hour before the game, so I got home when it started. I got home like 75th minute.
Okay.
So I was actually sick. But that's when all like the Timo, did he score 2? Timo scored 1 or 2.
I forget.
And that ball by Modric in the box.
Oh, the outside of the foot. We were all over you, by the way.
Or quarterfinals. What am I talking about? Sorry. Semifinals even crazier though. 2 headers by Rodrigo.
Went to Penn 3 times.
Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid. My guy, I think it's past your bedtime. Thank you so much for coming out. Episode 3, done and dusted. You guys, thank you so much for supporting the podcast so far. We hope you enjoyed it. Tell, you want to close it out for us?
Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to say this every time we get closer to that 50 mark. We've got 47 more to go. So when we get to that 49 mark, I'm just trying not to come back. I ain't trying to go. Skydiving. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in. That was me and Graham about taking risks on and off the field. We'll catch you later.
Ciao. Hey.